Hello everyone, this is Symphony Heart and welcome to my informative guide to Freedom Wars Remastered. If you're familiar with my channel, or new viewers to the channel, I made an older guide, the original version of Freedom Wars. To my surprise, the 10-year-old guide is still getting views as of this recording. Thank you all for continuing to watch my videos in the past. I decided to make an updated version of this guide since there are some obvious changes in the remastered version. Just like in my original video, there are weapon types you will be familiar with in Freedom Wars. I also want to mention that this game is one of the rare games to have a chainsaw blade as a weapon. One of my favorite features is throwing a polearm weapon at an enemy and it teleports back to you. I really wish this was more seen in more games. Weapon drops can be found throughout different missions. Most of the better weapon drops can be found from codes 6, 7, 8, and Special Ops. The golden weapon drops is rare as you can imagine. It's usually from destroying abductors. Enemy centers do drop weapons as well. If you find a golden weapon on the field, you can have one boosted stat on the weapon. Gone are the days of crafting weapons hoping to get the best weapon with good stats. Instead, you can upgrade the weapon you find from missions and upgrade it to higher ranks. All you have to do is find a citizen that will help your weapon to upgrade. Increasing the weapon's level is done when obtaining resources from the field and inductor parts. This method to obtaining better weapons is so much better than the original and less of a headache trying to get strong weapons from crafting. I am aware that some players might not like this new method of farming for better weapons, especially since the game doesn't tell you which missions drop certain weapons. It is down to trial and error. Thanks to the Freedom Wars community, there are guides out there that show a full list of missions and weapons available. You can now craft modules instead of rely on RNG results to put better modules on your weapon. The modules that you find in battle or create can be attached to a weapon and removed as well. Some modules do not stack with others, such as clip size up will not stack up. When synthesizing or upgrading modules, there is some RNG involved. Weapons and healing items are no longer crafted anymore in the remastered version. You can buy your items at Zaka or the fueling station. I have no idea why crafting items was removed in the remastered version. What is the best weapon? It really comes down to personal preference, or whatever weapon you feel comfortable using. I love the Caliburn or Excalibur as one of my favorite heavy blades to use. While it can destroy abductors so fast, I do like the Gratian Polearm and the Hawk Shadow. Melee weapons feel a lot more stronger in the remastered version than the Vita version. As of this recording and the recent update to version 1.4, there are some upcoming adjustments to critical chance for all melee weapons. They have admitted that the critical chance should never have been set like this, so in future patches they plan to nerf that. I won't go into details as to how the community is handling it, but global and Japanese players are not a fan of it. This critical chance increase has been going on since the beginning of the launch. I'm only briefly talking about this in case you're wondering why there are obvious changes in the future. It is possible that more changes and maybe more rebalancing issues may or may not continue. I don't think I covered elements as well in my original video. I had noticed most players in the Vita version just stuck with green or impact weapons because it was just much easier to make, and hunting down extra resources was just as tedious. Keep in mind that stunning an abductor will not work every time, but something to remember when trying to prevent them from running around. Abductors also have invincibility frames, or they are stuck in an animation that ignores any attacks while attempting to stun them. You might have experienced this during battle when you throw a fully charged attack Thorn and doesn't land or fails to stun the abductor. This is why I usually wait for the abductor to recover or is about ready to move again. Then you attack its weak points. When you're hunting abductor parts, it can be a delicate process depending on the part that you need. Talon parts, for example, are usually the front paws or front claws of animal-like abductors. For the T-type, it's their paws, and for the D-type, it's the claws on their wings. The only problem you need to worry about is causing too much damage to the abductor. If its health is draining too fast and the part you want is not dropping at all, you will lose your chance to obtain the part because you killed it too fast and have to restart the whole mission again. In my opinion, I think it's better to farm stuff offline, but I understand that when you farm with AI allies, it does make the mission seem like such a drag. Most of the allies that you pick have their own functions. Nina will usually try to sever parts, especially the pod. Yue will usually try to drag down the ductor. Marie and Beatrice are good with carrying citizens. I will always appreciate how unique and helpful the allies are. Nothing beats communicating with your friends or being involved with online communities to farm resources more efficiently. My final tip is give your accessory a firearms weapon. They have unlimited ammo and they always aim for the head of the ductors. You can give them the melee weapon, but your results may vary. And going by my own personal experience, I just stick with giving them a firearm just to make my life easier. You can now cancel your attacks or animations when throwing out your Thorn. You can press it once to cancel out the animation. At first I wasn't sure about this new feature, but I understand why some players love it, especially when it helps you be more aggressive and continue damaging the abductors. In my previous video, I briefly talked about Deadly Sinner mode, but now that I've cleared the main story and doing post-game grinding, this new mode isn't much of a difference compared to normal mode. Only more enemy waves show up on certain maps. I have noticed it does help with looking for golden weapon drops. I do not have actual data of how much the drop rate is increased, but it's hard to ignore the results when I see golden weapon drops happen more often. Keep in mind that anytime you do missions online, not everyone has the same golden weapon drop that you receive. Same with farming citizens during co-op missions. You will not always get the same results, but the adapter parts are shared. That's pretty much the basis of what I wanted to cover. There are more detailed guides out there. I just didn't want this video to drag on too long. My only suggestion is to check out online groups such as the Freedom Wars Reddit or Freedom Wars unofficial server Discord. I can't say for sure if things will get better or worse. It's up to Bandai Namco and if they actually listen to player feedback. Especially when a survey was released last month, but it can only be read through Japanese text. Thank you all for watching this guide video. I hope it was helpful to you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Take care and have a wonderful day.